This is ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohn, and welcome to ABC7 at 7. There have been more Zika infections in Florida than any place else in the U.S. What is the government doing about it? Is it doing enough? And what do you need to know? Spraying continues in South Florida, where the number of Zika infections is on the rise. There have been increasing numbers of cases right here on the Suncoast, as well as this week. Governor Rick Scott traveled to Washington to lobby for more federal aid to combat the mosquito-borne virus. But so far, Congress has been locked in political wrangling over the issue. Tonight, we have an update on where things stand. But first, the top 7 stories at 7. We often talk about how the lack of affordable housing here on the Suncoast is handcuffing young professionals from being able to make ends meet. So who would have thought that one of the answers might be to go to jail? Literally, kind of. Manatee County's old jail. The deadline for proposals on what to do with the former jail was yesterday, and one of the only proposals given to the county came from a group associated with Connect Bradenton. Plans call for 110 apartments, starting with efficiencies going up to 2 bedrooms, ranging in price from $600 to $900 a month. The company says the apartments would be geared towards young professionals.
What it's meant to be is an urban apartment project where people can walk to work and walk to the restaurants and walk to the events and to the art center.
The developer would lease the space from the county. Cost for renovations could run up to $9 million. The plan is expected to be considered by county commissioners before the end of the year. Manatee County commissioners have come up with a new budget for the fiscal year. Commissioners adopting an almost $580 million budget last night. Nearly 30% of the budget will go to public safety, which will include more personnel at the Sheriff's Office and Public Safety Department. 20% will be held in reserve for emergencies. The millage rate will remain the same as well. Dozens of animals are looking for a new home this weekend, and Manatee County Animal Services is hosting a Clear the Shelter adoption event. Regular adoption fees are waived. All adoptions include spay and neuter, microchip, and rabies certificate. The event comes as the shelter continues to be over capacity. They are closed for today, but will reopen from 10 to 5 tomorrow. Sarasota County 2070. You don't have to imagine. A new report is giving us a glimpse into this future. The Florida 2070 predicts the county's population will grow by nearly 200,000 people over the next century. It is also projecting more than a third of our land will be developed. In fact, the report puts Sarasota in the region expected to have the most development statewide. A recent citizen survey of growth and development is the top concern for residents of the county.
Living here for 25 years, I've seen tremendous growth in the Sarasota area, in other areas in Florida too, which my wife and I will travel to frequently. However, I believe that the developers in the state of Florida have considerations to make when it comes to expanding the population, for example. Can we handle it with water? Can we provide healthy drinking water?
The Florida 2070 report was created through a collaboration of the University of Florida, State Department of Agriculture, and nonprofit One, Thousands of Friends of Florida. Some residents in downtown Sarasota say action needs to be taken to improve the safety of a sheltered bus stop on Coconut Avenue. Some residents say they don't feel safe in the area and that many bus riders have even been chased away from the stop. The bus stop is private property, and the city says anyone can be there as long as they are not committing any crimes.
Part of the reason that we moved here is we wanted to live in a walkable community. It makes me feel like I need to take my car to avoid, these groups of people.
We've informed them that the bus stop is public property, so police officers cannot tell people to leave bus stops.
Sarasota's police department's homeless outreach has offered assistance to those at the stop, but some of them simply do not want the help. Gas stations across the state are implementing new ways to protect us at the pump including here on the Suncoast. Under a new law going into effect on October 1st, gas stations are required to update all credit card systems at the pumps with new chip readers. Security tape is also now mandatory to show signs of tampering. Those caught stealing credit card information now face a second-degree felony, which could carry a sentence of up to 15 years. A loggerhead sea turtle is swimming free in the Gulf thanks to some tender, loving care from Mote Marine Lab. Research teams released the turtle named Tuckerby off of Lido Beach this morning. Tuckerby was rescued on Boca Grande and brought to Mote's Marine Sea Turtle Rehabilitation Hospital in May. He arrived with wounds on his head and shell. Mote staff members say he was very weak and lethargic. Now he is healthy and back in home in the Gulf, and that's just great, Bob.
Yeah, good news. Good way to end it there, Alan. Nice turtle getting a nice day, too, to get out there in the water because not a lot of storms were around throughout the day, but we had some showers this afternoon, Alan, and some of those showers still lingering, but most of them are winding down. Great news for football Friday night. There's just a few lone showers there, some in Northport and also some in Manatee County. Get a look at the radar picture review. Pretty heavy activity around earlier, but most of it now pushing to the southwest and weakening. You can see these showers up here, not all that impressive at this point, and it looks as though we'll continue to see some activity down here near Northport. That's the heaviest storm, but you can see those are weakening too. One lone shower behind it right there that we have to keep an eye on as it makes its way to the southwest, but they really haven't been around all that long. You can see a little bit of rain just flared up right there on the outflow boundary from the previous storms that are around. Manatee High School is right about there, too, so we'll keep an eye on that. I think most of the showers should be over, though, by kickoff, and we'll expect about a 20% chance for a passing shower during the game. Northport getting some rainfall, at least south there of near Port Charlotte and Punta Gorda. Rainfall amounts have been impressive. These storms haven't been moving all that much, and you can see just to the east of Bee Ridge Extension, over 2 inches of rainfall there. The evening planner looks like this. A passing shower possible. Temperature staying warm. Today's high, get this, 95 degrees. That tied a record high set back in 1991. And we continue to watch what's left of Julia. By the way, it's drifting to the south. In fact, a little bit toward Florida right now, but there's not a lot to it. Winds are not all that strong, and most of the deep convection associated with it, or the thunderstorms, are blown off. And we don't expect this to really generate into much at all over the upcoming 2 days.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bob. Yeah. And still to come, Zika cases continue to rise. Aerial spraying is going on in Miami, but should we be worried about the insecticide? We'll get into health concerns when we come back.
ABC7 is proud to present Line Dance Central. Now you can learn popular country and not-so-country line dances from the comfort of your own home. Just visit mysuncoast.com, click on Entertainment, and you'll be kicking up your boots or flip-flops in no time. Brought to you by the White Buffalo Saloon and Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we're getting relationship advice. Plus, we take the giving challenge. Dr. Jenny helps us with our memory, and Muse at the Ringling is in the kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
Are you one of the many Americans who undergo CPAP or BiPAP therapy? How often are you replacing your masks and hoses? Replacing your CPAP or BiPAP supplies every 3 to 6 months is critical to an effective therapy. Bacteria will build up, making you sick, and worn-out straps cause leaks and are just plain uncomfortable. Let Allied Medical Supply Network help. Call Allied Medical to speak to an expert agent that will determine which supplies you need and will set up a schedule for your fresh, brand-name supplies to be delivered right to your door, right when you need them. Shipping's absolutely free, and you may qualify to receive supplies at little or no cost to you. That's right, there's no driving around town or remembering when to order. Call Allied Medical Supply Network today and rest easy.
Call 800-601-0658. That's 800-601-0658.
When you have credit card debt, the debt suckers, high rate and high pay, never leave you alone.
Debt is really sucking the life out of them. He's picking up the phone.
Oh, no, not Consolidated Credit.
With one call, they can lower their credit card rates.
And consolidate their bills into one low payment.
They'll pay off their debt in no time.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
Because debt sucks.
Call 800-201-0230. That's 800-201-0230. Call now.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Florida now has the largest number of Zika cases in the United States, and the virus is making its presence known here on the Suncoast. ABC7's Alex Redmond joins us with the latest information on the Zika virus. Alex.
Thank you, Alan. There are more than 800 cases of the Zika virus in the state of Florida that we know of. And while the 4 cases of the Zika virus in Manatee County and 3 in Sarasota County are travel-related, the growing numbers are cause for concern on many levels.
There's no way to know whether my baby was going to come out healthy or not. And I also have contact with people from infested areas, so I was doubly concerned.
Carolyn Nash runs Sarasota Forest School and says pregnancy was a worrying time.
But he's happy, he's healthy. Huh.
Now Nash has other fears.
Well, my concern with aerial spraying is, first of all, it doesn't seem to be very effective against the Zika mosquitoes. And then the kids are playing in areas where there's chemicals.
Jerry Hall grew up in Panama and views pest control spraying differently.
All the kids in the neighborhood used to ride our bicycles behind the DDT trucks as they sprayed. And they sprayed every other day, so.
Hall says he has no side effects, and when it comes to spraying for Zika,
aerial spraying, ground spraying, I'm okay with it all.
The insecticide called Naled, a dibrom concentrate that is considered a neurotoxin, is used in Miami-Dade County to spray the bugs from the air. It kills mosquitoes on contact, then breaks down, leaving no residue behind. Matt Smith, Director of Mosquito Management of Sarasota County, says there's a lot of concern about spraying for Zika.
If we do spraying for Zika, it will be from trucks, and it will be one of 2 products. It'll be Delta Guard or Duet. Both of those are very effective specifically against Aedes aegypti, one of them for ones that are resistant to other products.
These products, says Smith, are fairly widely used.
They're not banned anywhere. It's not the Naled or Dibrom that a lot of people are concerned about that's been banned.
At Mosquito Management, they do their best to protect the bees, which is why if it does come to aerial spraying, they will not do it during the day when the bees are active.
They're inside the hive. We actually work to relocate and save hives on a regular basis.
Smith explains all spraying is done in response to data, not a schedule or just because somebody feels they need it. Nash went the extra step.
I got information on how they spray, what they spray, when they spray, and decided, weighing the risks and knowing what's going on, that I would opt out. I just told them I wanted to opt out, gave them my address, and they sent me in the mail something to put on my mailbox.
And funding for the fight against Zika is limited. The Suncoast Blood Bank has been testing every unit of blood and platelets for Zika since August 8th and is monitoring the funding debate closely. All Florida blood banks are part of the same testing and research program used to test for the Zika virus, and Suncoast hopes to receive the same funding as OneBlood received from the state to cover its testing costs.
Dr. Frieden from the CDC announced that he no longer has any money to allocate to Zika, and Dr. Fauci from the NIH also said that he no longer has any money to allocate to Zika research.
Sarasota Memorial's epidemiologist Dr. Manny Gordillo says currently the state of Florida is funding through their own funds, which are limited and pending federal fund approval.
The Florida Department of Health has been given by the CDC about 6,000 kits to do antibody tests.
There are many unanswered questions.
Things that happen with viruses are unpredictable. We don't know this epidemic will expand, we will move to other states, we will move out of where it is confined now in Dade County and Puerto Rico and Central America.
Dr. Gordillo likens the Zika virus to Ebola in West Africa.
It started, it spread, it killed a lot of people, but in the end, it went away.
Smith says Zika is not something you can spray your way out of. So why isn't everybody on board with the most effective control methods?
Gosh, that's the million-dollar question. We've been trying to figure that out. We work diligently to get the information out about container and breeding site reduction around people's homes and the need for a well-informed, well-engaged public.
Zika is the most talked about health concern in Florida, but it's now apparent that local health officials are not talking.
All right, Alex, thank you. And when we come back, we'll hear more from the threat of Zika with our roundtable.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
This is important news for women diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Talcum powder may have caused your ovarian cancer. According to many studies, long-term use of talcum powder in products such as baby powder or shower-to-shower for feminine hygiene is linked directly to ovarian cancer. If you are an ovarian cancer victim or if a loved one died from ovarian cancer after using talcum powder, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket.